5 minutes away from the venue. I'm here with the homie Sergio.
Hello.
And we are going to today.
I'm playing Mew VMAX, DT Mew VMAX.
Ooh. Quick little W just now because Sergio recommended, he's like, yo, what are the chances out of a tournament with like over 2,000 people going that even 5% of the people are gonna go to the same Dunkin' Donuts? That's the case. We just saw the lineup at the Dunkin' Donuts and oh my gosh, Sergio is the MVP. We dodged a bullet today. All right, we're here at the Pokemon 2023 Pittsburgh Regionals. Let's have some fun. Round one is about to start, and it looks like my opponent might be a no-show. I'm not complaining. Via V-Star Single Strike, I was playing Miraidon EX. As I was sitting at the table, as you guys saw, I was waiting for him to show up or else he would have got the no-show loss for being late. Fortunately, he made it to the table on time for the game, but then the bad thing was, is he forgot his deck in his friend's car. His friend, who is playing in the tournament, also has the car keys to their car, so it was a rough one for Joe in his single strike, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna go around and scope out the tournament, see what kind of decks other people are playing. After a tough round one, we are now on to round number 2. Good luck, man. Table 1 against my auto loss, my hard auto loss. Rapid Strike Urshifu with my Miraidon. No Pikachu VMAX to crutch it. Game 1. Game 2, insanely close. James ends up taking it. Game 3, we have about 7 minutes left to play. I have to go second because I have to go for that turn 2 donk. He went second the game, he got the shoot and passed. And I was like, I can win right here. I draw, have Mareep on the active, Mareep on the bench, Miraidon in my hand, flood my board, grab Raichu, and in my hand I got 2 bosses, a Research, and 2 Electric General. Hit on the Raichu. Professor's Research, discard my hand. All I need is 1 switch out from the Mareep to attack with Raichu for KO. I draw 3 energies. Attach, retreat, and game.
Oh my god! Wow.
Insane. Insane. Holy smokes. Round 3 is coming up. Hopefully we don't have to play any more rapid. Every subscriber that comes up to me today and also show their deck that they're playing. So I have a fantastic time today, Mick.
We're playing Turbo Darkrai.
Round number 3 is finished, and after beating the auto loss for round 2, we were gifted one of the first tables finished too. So we have so much time left, 30 minutes to grab lunch. I get rewarded with the lunch after getting the auto win. Oh, what a day, man, what a day, oh man. Round 4 is gonna start pretty soon. I'm gonna grab some lunch. We have time to kill though, and we bumped into some subscribers. What are you playing today? What are you?
I'm playing Mew.
And why are you playing Mew VMAX today?
It was super consistent and it won Worlds, so I thought I would do good here.
Did you take the Worlds list and base it off of that, or?
Yes, I did.
Yeah? And what's your current record right now?
1-1-1.
Nice, and how did your last round go?
It was decent. I played Chin Pao, 2-0'd him.
What's the favorite matchup you want to fight today?
Mew.
Mew? You like the mirror match?
Yeah,
okay.
I got a Drapion in here.
Sneaky, spicy Drapion. All right, well, good luck finding the Mews, and hopefully I can find them too. Round number 4 was a insanely close one, but as you guys saw, I ended up winning. We played against a Gardevoir player, and Gardevoir is a little scary because what carries me in those matchups. But playing without it was a little sketchy today. I definitely made a couple of misplays, which I really regret. Game 1, I won pretty convincingly. They scooped after I took 4. That combination of Baby Gardevoir with the reversal energy is an absolute buzzkill. Game 3 was insane. Because I knew we were low on time, we had about 10 minutes left. I knew I usually want to go second. That's typically how you do it, so you can get that turn 1 KO or turn 2 KO technically. Luck was great. I got my full board set up with the Mareeps and the Raichus and another Miraidon. And then I even had Path to end the turn. And they ended with Path, and they started playing their game, and then they used Radiant Greninja's ability. You can't use Radiant Greninja's ability under Path, and so that would basically be like a double prize penalty, which means I shook his hand, and that was the match. That was a close one. That was a close one. NEIC, if you guys haven't seen my North American International Championships vlog, I played against 4 Gardevoirs back to back. So it feels good to beat the first Guardy of the day. I'm curious now though, if this will start the trend of more evil Gardevoir decks coming at me. So round 5 is done, and we played against a fellow person from Canada in the GTA, not really GTA, but in the Niagara Falls. Ended up winning game number 2. They ended up winning, and the big MVP in this matchup is my Raichu with the Dynamic Spark. because the main game plan is to use your flaffies, you use your generators, you cook up a storm of energies onto your bench, and then you go for the big 1-hit KO with the... But at the end of the day, it was a really close game, really fun, and then we had to go into overtime, and basically his first turn of overtime was turn 0. I chose to go second because I lost, because there's potential that I can win if they're not able to set up. My opening, I even drew into like some amazing card. I think it was like Forest Stone, like it was beautiful. Now I was set up to get that big turn 2 KO, and basically I would have won the game if I hit heads on Cram-O-Matic, which gave them the VIP to set up their board. So the second he played VIP, I was raw. I have an absolute S-tier God Hand with Path to the Peak as well. I really do think I had a very strong chance at winning, maybe an 80% chance at winning that last game, just based off of how our openings were. It was beautiful, but you run out of time, you get 50 minutes, and so after my turn, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a tie. So we tied. Now we are currently 4-0-1, so 4 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie. Undefeated going into round 6, feels pretty good. Now I want to get on stream. Please, Pokemon, I'm begging you, put me on stream. I want to make my parents proud. 4 more rounds to go, so let's see if we can bump into another Lugia, hopefully. So we're gonna go into the high, and we're having some fun chats right now. Absolutely. Really cool dude. And what are you playing today? What are you playing?
So I'm playing Lost Box Turbo. This is actually my first regional. Ooh. So it's a little daunting, but I'm here to have fun. It's a great time. Representing my local place here, Rose Poke.
Hey, there you
gotta come up here. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but hey man, it's all good and fun. Yeah. This man here is great. So if you meet him in person, in true life, he's a truly cool dude.
What landed you on Lost Box Turbo? Because that's kind of a little harder skill ceiling deck. How long have you been practicing with it?
I've been roughly playing about Lugia guy.
Oh no, one of those.
Oh yeah. So I'm done with that too, but it's great though. Yeah. It's great fun.
Appreciate you, Shalom. Good luck in the next round.
Oh, thanks, man.
I have just done the math right now. I literally need to win 2 more games, and I will qualify for the first ever time for day 2. I just need 2 wins or 3 ties. We're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there. Oh my gosh, okay. My music started playing on my AirPods. So I'm gonna hype myself up, listen to some music, secure 2 more wins me up right now. The one from NAIC that we befriended 1 week before NAIC, and we went on the road trip. Check out my NAIC vlog. You're gonna really like it if you like this vlog. In between rounds, we bumped into one of the subscribers here.
Did some building battles. There was Obsidian Flames, and went pretty good. I got some prizes.
MVP.
Right,
this is friend of the year right here. That's awesome. Round 6 recap. That was intense. We played again another Guardy player. I've already got warmed up from the other Guardy. Game 1, I absolutely destroyed them. They didn't really get to play too much. And then game 2 of the next 3 games, and I make it to day 2 for the first time in my entire life. One of my major goals actually of this year is to make it day 2, so this could be the very first one and the very first regional of the year. The next 3 are international championships. One of the middle rounds. We got Ben in the house. Ben, what are you playing today?
I am playing Single Strike Lugia with just a little spice.
Okay.
I spent 6-7.5 hours with.
Are you gonna hold it against him, or?
No, he's fine with this.
We're gonna interject this round interview with the homie, Little Dark Fury, and he's in the car with me, so we're gonna have some fun trip going back home.
3-2-1 right now with Single Strike Lugia. Honestly, I'm kind of playing poorly today. I'm kind of like half awake. Not a lot of energy in me. Lugia's a pretty straightforward deck, and I'm glad I played it because I was gonna originally strike Lugia, which was popular, and also it had a bad Miraidon matchup. I've hit 5 different decks, so that's why I'm glad I played Lugia. Lugia's a deck that can beat a lot of decks, and it doesn't really take a bad matchup. And in a meta, went out. I played against Gardevoir, 2 Lugias, Tina, lost Tina, and I played against Miraidon Regieleki.
I've never played on stream before. You've played on stream twice.
3 times actually.
3 times. Well, this guy has a collection of shirts, I forgot. So if I were to go on stream...
Canceling headphones? So that helps with any nervousness, because then you can't really hear anyone around you. You do have an audience that watches you, but just if you don't look to the side constantly to see them, it's not that bad. Posted by chat.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, well, good luck. We have 3 more rounds to go. I'm sure you can win it out, bro.
Both of those players are at, what, 5-0-1, winning into day 2.
All right, look at that. You know that he chose the yellow edge early on. The upwards
the World Championships in Yokohama.
That Christian was looking for throughout the match. Did not have the reason.
Yeah, game 1, it seemed like Christian just really did not. Chose to go with the Raikou early, but Jake just had everything possible.
Take a huge knockout here after a little bit of a hiccup. And Raikou V does fall, and the resources just weren't really falling there for Christian after this knockout.
One of my biggest goals. Oh my God. Oh my god, I made some misplays. I had to, Miraidons were hiding. It feels so bad having to use Seal Stone for that. They're doing the winners interview right now. I'm an emotional wreck right now. Oh my god, I played on stream. Ah! We have round 8 and round 9 to go. All we have to do is just win one of the 2 games and I'll qualify for day 2. So the storyline continues. I need to win. I really need to win. And after that win, I'll probably try and win again and not ID because I want to get more points. So there's no point of me IDing. I need to win. All right, round 8's coming up. They're finishing up the interview. I played against Mew VMAX Fusion Strike, and oh my gosh, it was the closest. Then they top decked Path to the Peak on their last Fusion Strike system for 1, and they got to play their Path to the Peak, and it shut me down, and I really just couldn't do much at all. I had to scoop pretty quickly after that. Game 2, it was really close as well. Back and forth trades for Nakio for the 360, and he even had Oricorio in his deck as well, which Oricorio went first, and they were able to get the turn 1 Path once again, but I had to trick up my sleeve. I have my one-off copy of Stormy Mountains, and that's what kept me in the game. Full setup and everything on the board, and they had the lone Mew on the board, and for whatever reason, I used Escape Rope, they gave me a Genesect, I burnt my Raichu, I used the 160 attack, dropped up with. So had I just switched into Raichu, attacked with the Raichu instead, I would have had the easy 2-hit KO on Mew VMAX and win the game. Just like that. Came down to overtime, we tied by the end of it. Throughout the game though, I was really annoyed because whenever they would shuffle their deck, they would consistently shuffle in a way where they could see their deck, and that that's BM, like that's literally cheating. And I called him out on it too. So every time he would shuffle, you could see like he was looking down his peripheral vision with his deck open. Like whenever he would do that, I always made sure to shuffle his cards. So we probably like this if you weren't, you know, kind of cheating like that. And I only called him out because he dropped my deck twice as he was shuffling my cards. I got expensive cards. If you're gonna shuffle my cards, don't be dropping them. If he wasn't dropping my cards, I wouldn't have called him out on it. The second I called him out on it, he stopped shuffling in a way where he could cheat. And so we have one more round to go, round 9. Just gotta win one, man. Just this last one, and we're in for day 2. But what a headache of a game, man. What a headache of a game. Real quick.
I got the Revenge Storm.
Okay. How was your tournament? What deck did you play? How was your day today?
I played Turbo Lost Box. I've been practicing with all the homies, the team, and everybody for like the past couple months. Yeah. I hopped off Lugia after NIC. After I tied to like get points, I was like, you know what? I play Lugia way too much. If I try to get better, I gotta play other stuff. Yeah. I gotta evolve with the meta, so I played Turbo Lost Box.
Yes, sir.
I ended up getting 5-4. I hit 2 Urshifu's.
Oh Lord.
On one of my games, I got a 2 price penalty.
Oh no.
So like, and it brings him to 1. So I was like, he's gonna win game. I couldn't finish out game 3 or to game 2 to like finish to go to game 3 because. It was just terrible. I played against a lot of...
What a games. Okay, so last game of the tournament, round 9. So round number 9, we're playing against a Lugia. Winning in, make a break. We play against Lugia Single Strike, game 1. My Squawkabilly, but I chose not to use Squawkabilly because I wanted to play Path to the Peak instead to shut them down. And then, yeah, I drew perfectly, which is really bad for Lugia V-Star. You need to have those 2. That's your energy acceleration. That's just like me losing my Flaffies, you know? You can't have pizza without the crust. You need to have the crust to make the pizza, you feel me? They prize the other Archeops. So I win game 1. Game number 2, they decided to go first. The coin flip for Lugia versus Miraidon, it's so iffy, like out earlier. But then on the downside, I get to attack first, which I can hit pretty much all their Pokemon for weakness, and it's a lot of 2 prizes like Lugia, Lumineon, or something off with. It would only be better if it was like Lumineon, because then you can't even use Lumineon's ability, because you have to play from your hand. They have to use Squawk and Squeeze, and they ended up with like 2 Lugias on the bench and their Squawk on the board. And then I was like, wow, I'm gonna one-hit KO something with my Raichu for 2 energies. My turn, I pop off, I end there, because I saw the Squawkabilly EX just vibing, hanging out in my deck. Whole new hand, discarding cards like Flaffy, like Boss, because I know in this moment I need to capitalize. I need to get that early prize trade off, because that's how you beat Lugia. And I get a huge new hand, and the whole new hand I got off of my research was like 5 energies and a Boss. And I was like, wow. This is how I lose. This is it. So I use Squawkabilly's Squawk and Seize ability to throw away a majority of my energies, or just a large chunk of them, to get a brand new hand. I was able to get the turn 2 KO, hitting Generator twice and attaching for turn. I just was out-tempoing them. They had to V-Star, of course. You have to V-Star Lugia. And then once again, they were only winning like play. All I had to do was get away to boss their with our 2-prizer Squawkabilly from earlier in the game, because that's the only thing I could KO. So I literally had to go, yeah, round 9 win. Day 2, baby. Day 2. The only crappy thing about making day 2 is I had to defeat a really cool, like a really awesome subscriber in the final round, preventing them from day 2. So I was like mad at myself, because I'm like, if I beat the person before that game where I had game on board, I never would have had to beat them and play them. But yeah, they were a subscriber of Sneaker Talk, my main channel. So if you guys like sneakers, men's fashion, or travel vlogs like stuff to Japan or the Philippines, check out the main channel. But they didn't know I had a Pokemon channel, so even their friends that came up to him after, one of them knew me from at the end of the vlog. Bruh. The vlog's gonna continue. Oh my gosh, day 2's coming up. Oh my god, okay. Keep on watching. Here we go. Day 2, baby. Day 2. Day 2, we are here at the venue. We got about 17 more minutes till round 1 pairings go up. And I got the morning bowel movement, so I gotta make sure I go to the washroom before round 1, or else it could be a bad one. So unlike Worlds, where you can switch decks going from day 1 into day 2, at regional events you can't, so I'm obviously going to be playing Miraidon EX. It's Andrew Mahone's list, plus 2 different cards, or yeah, 2 different card change from that. My redemption arc for today, or my storyline for today I'm going with is, I want to come back and win on stream, or if I end up playing against Vance Kelly, the world champion, that'd be really cool too, because we have the same points going into today. I also calculated it, and there's 22 people with the same record as me in the top 79, and I'm currently rank, I forget, I'll have it on screen. I think I'm like rank 59 out of 1,772. I calculated the odds, and there's a 33% chance I get a favorable matchup, like a really good matchup, like a Lugia or a Palkia deck. So round 10 is done. Time for the recap. We had a Miraidon EX mirror match, and it was a fun one. My opponent was really friendly. I already forgot your name, but thank you for the game. Really fun game, even though I ended up losing. I lost 2-0, a little painful. Game 1, I made a very major misplay by promoting a 2-prizer instead of a 1-prizer. When they used Escape Rope, they hit the double generator, and they were able to get that big fat KO with their Miraidon onto my Miraidon EX. And from there, it was a slaughter. For both game 1 and game 2, I managed to start off with Path to the Peak. So they were playing from the back foot from the start, but you were able to get other basic Pokemon onto the board. And squeeze, because you really want to dig for that Path to the Peak turn 1 to really set your opponent back. So I played Maurice to grab the Squawkabilly, and then when I used my Squawkabilly with my 1-card hand, it was my 3rd research in the deck. I have 1 more, I have 4 copies of research, but it was just painful, man. 6, and the 6 was not as good as you want it to be, unfortunately. They got kind of set up, and I basically just kind of bricked the rest of the game. I hit 0 energies on 3 generators, which would have helped a lot. Just hitting 1 energy would have like turned energies as well. I ended up getting a turn 2 KO with my Raichu V onto the Miraidon EX from the Obsidian Flame set with the free retreat, the attack that does 20 damage, you draw 2 cards for 1 electric, and that ended up coming pretty decently clutch for them because they were able to hit perfect numbers against my Raichu. And yeah, round 2 is coming up. Painful round 1, losing the mirror match, but I'm hoping I get gifted a Lugia matchup for the round number 11. And yeah, let's go. Round 11 coming up. Round 11 is done, and we played against a Lost Box Turbo, or Turbo Lost Box. Favorable matchup for me out of all of them, because Rapid Strike Urshifu, I can at least turn 2 Donk and win the game. Turbo Lost Box is just rough because they feast on your Flaffies and Mareeps. They feast on your 2-prizers with Raikou and Dragonite. So I think that's honestly the worst matchup for me. And of course, I hit it. So I ended up losing 2-0. It was very painful. I really didn't have much of yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. We're going into round number 12. We have 4 more rounds to play out. It goes 12 cut, but we're still going to play out the rest of the rounds because there's no reason not to keep getting higher placements in the leaderboard and see how high I can really go. Now, there is prizing for top 16 increase this year. If you get top 32, you get a booster box and $1,000 US. If you get top 64, you just get half a booster box. That's some big pricing disparities. I wish it was like a little bit of cash for top 64. The pricing increase definitely helps out, but round 12 is just announced, so we're gonna find my table. I'm really hoping we can get some lunch, and by lunch, I mean Lugia, and by Lugia, I mean Kentucky Fried Lugia. I wanna fry these Lugias with Miraidon. Let's hit 4 of them back to back, okay? Let's get it. Round number 12, we got to eat some lunch. We played against Lugia Single Strike, and I almost threw the matchup. It was bad. I had turn 2 knockout pretty much available against 2 Lugia Vs in the game 1, and I whiffed it. I whiffed it, and I lost, and I deserved the loss. And I felt so dumb after, because I was like, man, this should be a free win, bro. 2 Lugia Vs in the active. I can at least take out 1. Because basically, I think I might have said it earlier in the vlog, but the Lugia matchup is kind of like a mirror matchup in a way, where it's the first, I can't make any more misplays like that ever again. So game 2 goes by, and it was a little closer than I'd like it to be, but I closed out in the end, hitting for some big knockout searches where I noticed I had to discard bosses and Ionos multiple times. So it made me feel a lot more comfortable when I saw boss in my hand, knowing it wouldn't get Iono'd away to the bottom. Game 3, it was a really nice game for me. I got the, I believe, turn 2 KO pretty consistently, and I just went KO, boss, KO, boss, KO, boss, and it was, oh, I love Kentucky or Lugias for the rest of the day. That'd be fantastic. But I also have the prize wall tickets to redeem. I forgot to redeem prize wall stuff, so after this next matchup, I'll hit up the prize wall. So the round just finished up. Real quick, they're here for the regional event, and it's Luke's first regional and Brent's third. So Luke, you first. What deck you chose, and why you chose it, and how you did for the tournament?
I played Suin Zoroark V-Star.
Okay.
I love that deck because it's fast, very easy.
You third regionals.
Yep.
And how did you do? What deck did you play?
So I played Zoroark.
Okay, Zoroark again? Oh, both of you guys play Zoroark?
Yeah.
Was it the same 60 or what?
No. I chose it because I've known it for a couple months now.
Yeah.
It's fun and annoying at the same time.
Yeah.
I find it amazing.
What place did you get?
I got 37th.
37th, nice, all right, good job, good job.
So yeah, right there.
Like this?
Yeah.
Or like that? Yeah. I'm glad you guys found me.
Yeah, we just like turned around.
For round number 13, you guys are not gonna guess what deck I ended up playing against. I'll give you like 3 seconds to guess what deck. I have not seen a single one of them all tournament long. And a really decent start with what I had in my hand and everything. Going second because they want to play Charizard. You want to go first and evolve them to Charizard real quick. My opening turn, I turned off my brain. I set up the board the way I wanted it to. I even had Path to the Peak and everything, but I did Iono first because I had a Squawkabilly as my bench Pokemon. So I didn't want to throw away 2 Flappies in my hand. You can't do that. That's throwing the game. You throw away your Flappies, you're throwing the game. So I Iono'd, kept my Flappies safe at the bottom, and then I drew my new 6. And the new 6 were like, they're okay. They're a perfect hand to use Squawkabilly's Squawk and Seize ability. However, I saw my hand and I was disappointed with it, and I said pass. And I ended my turn forgetting to use Squawk and Seize. They had their turn, they had their full board set up because they played, I believe, double VIP on turn 1. And the way they had their board set up, I was just like, I can't come back after that. My whole game plan was turn 1 Squawk, and I turned my brain off. And I guess I need more iced coffee. I need to be more in the zone. So I scooped game 1 after after 3 minutes. And then game 2 is going down, and they end up going second because I chose to go. And I had Zeraora in the active. Pretty good feeling, you know, pretty good feeling. I just attached to Zeraora and instantly knocked out the Pidgey for weakness because it's 30 times 2 and scooped the game right then and there. So a quick 2-minute game 1, 2-minute game 2, game 3. One game where you don't have to worry about tying at all. And because he was such a friendly player, it was also just fun hanging out, playing with him the whole time. And his whole Charizard deck was all blinged out. Like, think of Max Rarity Charizard deck, that was the Charizard deck. So I have all the cards. I love using high rarity cards. We ended up losing a very, very close game 3. And I even had Raichu with a big, huge 1-hit KO. I needed to hit Generator for 2, hit Generator for 2, hit Charizard for 360 damage in 1 turn, and I ended my turn with Path to the Peak as well. And he drew into the Artisan, or had it in his hand, and he had Pidgeot on the board too. Pidgeot grabs you whatever you want in the game. He grabs the boss's orders, and down goes any of my Pokemon. So, good game. And yeah, we got 2 more rounds left. Round 14 and 15, and then we're heading home. I'm excited to see what placement I get out of this event because this is the biggest regionals of all time. There's like 1,700 plus people. And I can still get some prizing. You know, top 64, we'll get half a booster box. And we're aiming for top 64 at this point. We got knocked down a peg from like 59 or whatever from the start, but I'm gonna keep my head up, gonna listen to some music. I'm gonna get in the zone. Oh my gosh, that's how much I'm on a matchup for my deck by far. And I'm really disappointed in myself right now. I've been throwing my games left and right. Game ones, I'm just throwing because just to like lose steam, lose focus by the end. And like, yeah, so many game ones I just throw. Like the game one against Miraidon, I threw. Like there's no reason for me to lose that game. And then the Charizard game where I didn't squawk and squeeze, I lost that too because I forgot to squawk. Like stuff like that adds up. And then the last game against Turbo Lost Box, they won the first one, and then I played horribly, just horribly in the second one. Turn one, I forget to play Path to the Peak, which is like you have to play Path to the Peak to end your turn. And I forgot to. They were able to use Radiant Greninja to draw 2, and they got Raikou to draw the chorus that they needed. And if I had Path to the Peak, that just doesn't happen. So I tried to make sure I wouldn't make any more misplays after that, but it just got worse, man. It just got worse. Cramorant is weak to Electric, right? I have Raichu V, and I discarded 2 energies to destroy Cramorant. You only need 1 because it gets hit for weakness. Bruh. So after I attacked, I looked at my board and I was like, wait, why did I discard 2 energies? And he's like, well, yeah, you can do that. I'm like, I know, I only needed 1, bro. Oh, because of that, I wasn't able to do the boss Dragonite play I had lined up for the next turn, which I would have been able to get off. And I had 1 prize card left. All I needed was 1 prize card. Yeah, I'm so, like, I honestly, like, I didn't want to vlog this at all. Like, I feel like crap. Oh, I feel like crap. We got 1 more round left to go. I'm gonna try my best to get in the zone. Man, the ups and downs, the journey, man, it's the journey. Don't make the misplays like I do. All right, I'm gonna get in the zone. Watch the full vlog, and I'll remember you, of course, because that's what I do. What an emotional tournament, man. I'm gonna get to the recap in a second, but I wanna let this out real quick. What an emotional day, from the best run I've ever had for a tournament to fulfilling 2 of my goals, playing on stream and making it day 2 on the first regionals of the 2024 season. This has been one heck of a journey, man. But for our last matchup of the day, we played against a very poetic finish, a Miraidon EX. We played 0 Miraidons day 1. We played Miraidon for round 1 today, round 10, which is the first round of the day. And Miraidon then, once he Iono'd me and took my Flaffy away from my hand and put it to the bottom of my deck, he Iono'd me into a boss's orders, because he didn't get the knockout on my my poke with my Raikou. And turn after turn, I basically had boss each time I needed it, and I took 2 prizes every single turn. So quick game 1, I have to say. Now on to game number 2. On his turn 1, he got perfectly set up, as good as you could pretty much, for a Miraidon EX. He got 4 Pokemon on the board. He played Squawkabilly EX. He hit the Squawk and Squeeze and got a whole brand new hand, discarding some key supporters like Iono, Judge, and Research, but it was for a good cause. He knew what he was doing. And by the end of his turn, he slapped down a Forest Seal Stone onto his Raikou V. He grabbed Path to the Peak, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna lose game 2. And so a typical Miraidon player would be an absolute terror of seeing that Path to the Peak and their full board. However, I knew I had an out to this, okay? I had Raichu V in the active, I had 2 Forest Seal Stones in my hand, along with a Nest Ball. So I used Nest Ball to grab Miraidon, put it on the bench, but also look through my deck to see what was inside, including my 1 singular copy of Stormy Mountains. I'm the only Miraidon player that plays Stormy Mountains. I'm pretty sure on stream they were even talking about it too when I played Stormy Mountains, because you just don't do it. You don't play Stormy Mountains. But I knew with the popularity of Miraidon on the rise, I knew mirror matches were bound to happen. So you have to have Stormy Mountains for the Lost Tina matchup, for the Mew matchup, which also saved me in the Mew matchup, and of course in the mirror matchup. So I attached Forest Seal Stone to Raichu V. I grabbed a Stadium as well. I was joking about how it's going to be my Path to the Peak. So I grabbed the Stadium, had it face down. I said, you've activated my trap card, flipped it over, and from then on I basically just took 2 prizes, 2 prizes, 2 prizes, and that is a wrap. We got the win to close out our tournament run here in Pittsburgh. So our final record was 8-5-2. I'll have on screen right now the ranking I ended up placing out of 1,772 competitors. Unfortunately, you guys heard, I wasn't able to continue my momentum from day 1, but come the next regionals, I'll be ready. You'll see me with Miraidon again. If you enjoyed this video, you don't have to subscribe, but I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button down below. And if you want to watch my North American International Championship vlog from this year, check it out right here. And if you want to see my first ever regionals in my entire life, check out the Vancouver vlog right here. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Catch you guys next time.